Jennifer Hoffman, top-selling author of Ascending into Miracles, The Path of Spiritual Mastery, 30 Days to Everyday Miracles, and The Atlantis Legacy, as well as the weekly Enlightening Life newsletter published since 2004 and read by over 3 million people worldwide. You can go to enlighteninglife.com and check out my newsletter and sign up for it and receive this wonderful newsletter that so many people have enjoyed every week for over a decade now. In this video, I'm talking to you about energy. So in video 1, we talked about energy containers, how most of us start out with little tiny containers, a little shot glass, a little glass. Once our container gets full of energy, then we're ready to move on to a bigger container. So we raise our vibes to expand our container, but we fill it up full of the same kind of energy. In video 2, I talked about alignment, how you have to be aligned with the energy in order for you to receive it. And I talked to you about how your container's over here, the energy's over here, and the energy's pouring, but your container's not receiving any because it's not in the right place. So I talked to you about how to do that, how to raise your vibes and put it in the right place. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about another really important element, and that's integration. Because there are ways integration works, and there are ways that it doesn't work. And we usually look at the ways it doesn't work and think, oh, it's not working for me, I'm unlucky, I'm not the right kind of person, I'm just not worthy. It's not any of those things. It actually is a matter of learning how to integrate energy. So first I'm going to show you the quick and easy way, which is the way we think energy integration works. Unfortunately, it's the way it doesn't. So here's my container, and this is a little bottle of plain red liquid food coloring. So this is the way we think energy integrates in our lives. And sometimes this can happen, especially if you're really aligned with the energy, your beliefs are all in order, you know that you can have what you want, and you absolutely have faith in the process, and you know that you're worthy of it, and you focused your intention in the right way. Energy integration can work like this. So here's the new energy, and it goes into the glass. Put it in there. It kind of floats around a little bit, but what happens? We give it a little quick stir, and there you have it. It's all integrated. Now we have new energy, new frequencies, nice container, and we're happy. Well, I wish it worked this way, but I have to tell you that it usually doesn't work this way. In fact, it's a little bit different than that. Usually, when we receive energy and it's higher than our own energy, what happens is it doesn't mix with our energy. In fact, the difference between our energy and the new energy can be so great that it makes us really uncomfortable. This is a glass of plain water, and this is a little container of olive oil. So I'm going to pour the olive oil in the container. And what are you thinking? Well, oil and water don't mix. That's right. Oil and water don't mix. So what happens when you try and integrate new and different energy into your container is you get kind of a mess. Oil sitting on top of the water. So what do? You try and stir it around to make it mix. And then what happens? Look how fast the oil goes back to the top of the water. Yeah, there's a few little bubbles of oil around towards the bottom, but not enough to make any difference. So you think, wow, this energy integration, this energy work really doesn't work. Well, it does work. But in the process of raising your vibes, you expand your container, you've also got to do a couple other things in order to be able to integrate new energy. But one of the other things we do is we try and get higher vibrating energy. Well, if I ask for more energy and it vibrates higher, I'll be able to integrate it. Because we think the higher the energy, the easier it is to integrate. And that actually is the higher the vibration of the energy we're trying to create, the harder it is to integrate unless we do something to us. And to illustrate this, this is coconut oil. This is hard coconut oil. And I have to poke it in the glass. And what happens? See, can you see it sitting there on top? It just sits there. It doesn't do a thing. Now, what do you think happens to you when you have this big lump of energy that doesn't fit anywhere and you can't integrate anywhere into your life, you can't make it fit anywhere? This feels really uncomfortable. So in order to make the coconut oil melt, what do we have to do? We have to put it in some hot water. This is a glass of hot water. Now, heating up the water does what? If you remember from chemistry class, it speeds up the molecules and it raises its vibes. So when you raise your vibrations, and this is the energy that you have in your life, your vibrations are created by the thoughts, the beliefs, your past experiences, your fears, your ability to love yourself. All those things contribute to your vibrations. So if I put the coconut oil in hot water, which I raise the vibes of the water, it starts to melt. Water's not. If I let it sit here long enough, because the water's not terribly hot, it will completely melt. And then I can do something with it. I can integrate it. I can, eventually, to integrate all the coconut, you are going to have to do something about the energy that you originated with. Just to illustrate the point that when it's not a matter of bringing in higher vibrating energy and making a bigger container and trying to be more. It's about raising your vibrations, because it doesn't matter how big or how small the container is, to be honest with you. What really matters is what's inside of it. So the energy that you're attracting into your life is also what's creating the life that you have. If you have a life of peace, love, and joy, great, you're vibrating at a really high rate and you're attracting all those things to you. But if you have things in your life that you're not happy with and that you don't like, or you're unhappy with yourself, or you have a lot of doubts and fears, then you probably are working with a really small container, and the effect of higher vibrating energy is going to be very similar to that lump of coconut oil in the glass of cold water. It's going to make you even more aware of how unhappy you are, because now you have a vast difference between the energy that you're vibrating at and this new energy that you're trying to pull into your life. So what do? You raise your vibes. And I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to do that, along with a whole host of things that I'm going to share with you about raising your vibes and energy, and how you work with energy, and how everything that you want is part of your field of potential. So think of something that you want right now. Maybe it's a new car, or maybe it's a fancy trip, or a new boat, or a job, or a relationship. Well, you only want that because it's part of your field of potential. And remember in video 2 when I showed you that here's your container, here's the energy pouring out, and they aren't connected? Well, until you connect to that by raising your vibes, you won't be able to connect to it. It'll be like that lump of coconut oil in the glass. It'll be a desire and a wish, but it won't be something that you actually integrate into your life. I hope you've enjoyed these videos. Please join me at my Raise Your Vibes event, September 12th and 13th. On Friday, September 12th, I'll have live gallery readings, 2 hours with me, and I'll answer all your questions. 13th, we have a full-day workshop, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. I promise that you'll walk away with at least one powerful transformational moment that will allow you to raise your vibes and bring new energy, new experiences, and all the wonderful things you want in your life to you. This is Jennifer Hoffman. Thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed these series, and I will speak to you again soon.